opening intention says, I love my body. I create peacefulness in my mind, and my body reflects this peacefulness as perfect health. I love my body. So using these first couple moments of today's practice to love your body. Let yourself settle into the earth, one easy breath at a time. Let your shoulder blades feel connected to the ground. Let the back of the head rest softly into the earth. Legs can be long, or you might feel more comfortable with bent knees. And just breathe in and out. Start to envision one part of your body that's easy to love. It can be a physical part, or maybe something just like your kind, giving heart. Let your mind go to that positive space, and then send that love and energy to the rest of your body. Thankful for your existence, thankful for your ability to move and flow in today's yoga flow class. If the legs have been long, we're going to take our time to slowly bend the knees and start to walk the feet a little closer to the body, to the hips, to the glutes. And then I'm just kind of swaying back and forth. That might feel really nice to you. Just windshield wiper those knees to the right and to the left. Everything can be really slow or controlled. It might feel nice that when you reach the right, you pause there for a moment, letting those knees just kind of set off to the side. It might feel nice to bring them back towards center and then pause when they reach the left. My hands are just resting on my belly, but you're welcome to reach out to the side in a T shape, or let the hands come down by your hips, or even reach up over your head. Next time those knees are feeling ready, we'll just stand them back up. And then invite the right knee in towards your chest. Maybe grab at the shins and just give it a little hug. You can point and flex the toes or roll around the ankles. You can switch your grip to the back of the thigh, elevate that foot to the ceiling, maybe even roll around the ankle. Perfect. When you feel like an exhale is coming, we're going to exhale, keeping the hands at the back of the thigh. Just bend that knee down towards your body. And then press the heel back up to the ceiling. So just moving with some breath. Maybe inhale or exhale when the knee comes down. And then either inhale or exhale when you press it away. Your knee might even start to come slightly out to the side, maybe towards the right edge of your mat when you bend it. And then when you press it, maybe it goes back towards center. Just kind of playing with the hip joint, playing with the hip flexors. Allowing those low back muscles to push themselves down into the earth, waking up the knees and the ankles. Just give it one or two more of these. Just knowing that how tight you pull that into your belly, into your body, is going to be completely up to you. Perfect. Next time that foot's up in the sky, go ahead and leave it there. Reach the hands up over the head. So you're going to let go of your leg. Let your hands reach up nice and tall over your head. So you kind of look like L, but only with one leg in the air. As you exhale, bring your hands forward, bend that right knee. Inhale, L. So we're only doing right leg right now. Exhale, bend the right knee. We often do this two-legged. But today we're trying it one-legged to see if we can really tap in to the lower abdominal muscles, create a little bit of inner heat, all while being a little bit caring to our low back. One more round. The next time that knee is bent, go ahead and give it one more hug. And then switch it out. Left knee comes into the body. Right foot goes down, settles into the earth. Start by waking up that ankle, point and flex the toes. And then just as you did before, you'll switch your grip to the back of the thigh. Push that foot up towards the sky and wake up the ankle again, rolling it around here. You'll start to feel, when you point, the shin really wake up. When you flex, you'll feel the calf awake. Just adding a little bit of movement there. And then just as you did before, just kind of floating around with your breath. Hands stay on the back of the thigh, knee comes down, maybe it goes towards the left edge of the mat, and then we stamp it back up. So when you do this shape, probably feel a little more opening, hip flexors, hips. Maybe the muscles of the ankle and the feet. That foot is nice and flexed. Just take a couple more, and this can be really slow, or you can be kind of moving at a mild pace. All right, next time that foot is back up in the sky, we'll leave it there and stretch the arms way up overhead. Again, making that half L shape, so you got one leg up. As you exhale, knee bends, hands come down on either side, waking up those kind of oblique muscles down the left side. They might even be talking a little bit here, but especially those lower abdominal muscles. Of course, if you need a little bit more, you might be lifting your head up off the earth. I personally don't need that. I can tap into plenty of lower abdominal muscles, just keeping my head right there, grounded, my neck nice and secure, my spine supported. But you can certainly add more if you need that shape. I wasn't really counting on the first side, so I'm not about sure how far we went, but just give yourself about one or two more on this side. Might not be perfectly even, but that's okay. The next time you inhale, send both feet to the sky, both hands up over your head. Make that L shape with two legs. Roll around your ankles, maybe point and flex your toes. And then from here, you're just going to exhale, knees bend, hands come on either side to the hips. And then just soften that by letting the hands move to the thighs, grab onto the thighs, and pull the knees towards their edges of the mat. So like right knee moves towards right edge, left knee moves towards left edge. You might even flex those heels up towards the ceiling and start to look like a little bit of a modified happy baby. You can rock around a little if you need to, especially if the low back feels like it needs to be put back in place or a little assistance to it. And then just let things soften. Maybe the knees come back closer to center. And you can roll right and left, or you can start to rock forward and back. We're going to transition up to our seat. Finish with our recline poses to start today. I'm going to turn just so I can see you, but just hang out there right on your mat. Take a moment to get the sit bones out from underneath, get the tail really grounded into the earth. Hands might stretch out to the sides. You might lift your heart, maybe even close your eyes. And just let this seat feel like it makes sense. Let yourself feel grounded down to the tip of the tail, crown of the head lifting forward. Inhale, breath reaches or allows our hands to lift towards the sky. Exhale, breath, we'll just let them slowly come into the heart. All right, a few more just like that. So all you're looking for is length. Eyes can open, of course. But if you feel comfortable keeping them closed, maybe try that. Let this be a little bit of a moving meditation to really connect with our breath. Now, the next time your hands are back up tall to the sky, let your right hand fall down and look for the earth. Your left hand's going to come sweep and tap just outside that right knee. Inhale, bring both hands up, and then we're going to do the same movement the other direction. So you get side body, and then you add a little twist. Inhale up, let's do it again. Exhale over, side body, and then that little twist. Same thing, other side. These look great, lots of extension happening. Keeping that spine tall. Once you're ready, both hands are back up to the sky. And we'll just exhale this down to the heart. Lace these fingers together. Press your palms straight forward. Close your eyes and then just let yourself do a little driving here. So you're just leaning right and left. Letting that side wall talk to you. All right, from here, keep the fingers laced. Use your inhale breath to bring your hands up over your head. And then you're just going to shift a little right. Back to center. You can always bend your elbows if that feels like too much for your shoulders. And over to the left. Back to center. Come back down. Let those hands move out in front. That's to work for your wrists. Bring them back in close. And then we'll just let them kind of walk behind us. Lift the heart. Gaze upward if you can. Perfect. Take your time. Just let this go forward. Excellent. Let's move to hands and knees. Tabletop pose. So just take an opportunity to get comfortable on the earth. If wherever you're practicing, the earth is a little hard underneath your knees, you know you can always take your mat. Give yourself a little cushion if you need to double up. That's always an option. Since we're not using props really here in the studio, unless you brought something. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take your time, belly dropping down towards the earth on that inhale. And then just give yourself a couple more of these cat-cows. You know what this should feel like in your spine. Those of you who've been practicing with me for a while, cat-cow is pretty basic. So just take your time. Let your spine talk. Let it tell you what feels good or what feels really tight. Maybe give an extra breath in a space that feels like it needs more attention. Oftentimes I pause in the cat back. I often need a little more stretch between my upper back, shoulder blades. Next time you hit that cat spine, pause there. And then just let your hips start to sit back onto your heels. Knees can be together, or you can widen those knees so the belly and chest has a little bit more room. Arms can reach out nice and long down the mat, elbows on the ground. Or you might choose to lift the elbows, pinch the fingers, take a bigger shape. Looking really good this morning. Really sitting into that pose. Start to walk your hands off towards the right edge of your mat. Maybe sitting a little bit more towards that left hip. Opening up that left side body. Beautiful. Walk the hands back to center, and then we'll start to send them over to the other side of the mat. They can be on the earth, off the mat, or on. Perfect. Hands start to walk back to center. Bring yourself back up and let's build that tabletop again. Focusing on wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to stretch our right arm straight forward and our left leg back. Take just a moment in that bird dog pose, remembering that this balancing table can often be a little tricky. If you need to curl the toes under on that back foot for more stability, feel free. If this front hand even needs to come down to the ground, feel free. All right, if you're looking for a little more challenge today, as you exhale, the arm that's pointed straight forward is going to come out to the side and make kind of a cactus shape. So you can move with just your upper body, arm forward, arm cactus, or you can add the leg. As you come to cactus over here, this knee is coming forward towards your planted arm. Now that is a really big balance trick that oftentimes finds most of us putting our hands down on the ground and just operating with that leg. So this one is speaking definitely to your obliques because that knee is coming to the outside instead of traditionally going in toward your nose. So if you're operating with arms and legs, great. If you're just operating with just arms or just legs, that's wonderful as well. Give it one more breath. Perfect. Go back to traditional bird dog. Hand will drop to the earth. Toes on that back leg that's been extended. Drop down with a straight back leg. Push through that heel. Give yourself a little calf stretch. Perfect. When you feel ready, you're going to take this long leg, bring that knee back to meet the center of the mat. Sit back, flip your palms so that they face towards the ceiling. Wrist kind of curling under. And you're just giving the wrist a little relief along with stretching your back. One more breath. Perfect. Next natural inhale brings us back up to table. This time, right leg goes long. The left arm reaches out in front. So when you take bird dog, your gaze is a couple feet out in front of this front hand. So kind of looking with a nice long spine. And then you have option to just function with the top half, making that cactus shape. Or you can add arm and leg. Or where I chose last time, I had hands on the ground and I just operated with my lower body. You have lots of variations there, but you'll notice that that knee is going slightly out to the side. But it's a big balance. Wherever you are on that spectrum, quite all right. A lot of work happening. Last one. And then just take yourself back to traditional bird dog. Hand drops to the earth, back leg, toes curl so that they can plant down into the earth. And then just push through that opposite heel. Give yourself the same calf stretch you had on the other side. Perfect. Knee drops back into ground. Flip your palms as they face the ceiling. And then just start to sit back onto those heels. Nice. All right. As you feel ready, palms are going to plant back onto the mat. You're going to shift your weight back up forward. And then just find your first downward facing dog of this practice. So remember, for down dog, we're looking like an upside down V. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. Fingers are spread nice and wide, like big puppy paws. Your hips are pressing back towards the wall behind you, maybe even with bent knees in order to flatten out that back. All right, friends, when you're ready, small steps with your feet. Just take your time. Coming up here towards the front of the mat. This is where if you have a block at home, you're always welcome to use that, or those of you here in the space with me. Half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Take your time. Plant those feet. Big inhale, reach it up. And then take that cactus shape. So familiar, that's beautiful. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. We're going to take a couple half sun salutations. So these are all about just opening up the back side of the body, using that half lift to get into the hamstring, folding back down, really connecting with your breath when you're ready to stand again, hands reaching up, maybe adding cactus one more time. Perfect. Next inhale takes you up, and let's go again. Back through that same fluid motion. Let this feel like flow. Let it match your breath. Feel like you got a dance happening within your body. cactus or Y or T. You got lots of space, so enjoy it. And then bring the hands down to your heart. All right, inhale, breath. You're going to reach the hands tall. Exhale, breath. Find your first chair of today's practice. So with chair, you of course can have your arms out and extended, or they can be a little softer down closer to the sides of the body. See if you can take one more full breath there. And then when the exhale comes, fold down towards those toes. Maybe you half lift. Fall back towards those toes. Step your right foot back. Right knee drops into the ground. Inhale, breath, sweep the hands up. Exhale, breath, cactus. Inhale, breath, hands up. Exhale, breath, fold the hands down towards the earth. Curl the toes under on your back foot. Lift your back knee. If you're feeling confident, inhale, breath. See if you can come up to standing. Exhale, breath, cactus. Inhale, breath, back up. Exhale, breath, fold down to the earth. Front foot's going to move to the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Walk those legs. All right, small steps of the feet, or maybe even a large leap. Feet move up towards your hands, half lifting when the spine feels ready for that. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, big breath, stand tall. Y or cactus. Perfect, and then let's go back and find that chair again. Hands go up, and then sink into your chair. Now, when you're in this chair pose, remember your hands can be out and extended like you've got. You can have softer arms. Take a peek down, make sure you can still see your toes. Got good alignment there. Fold on your exhale. Half lift. Back down, left foot steps back this time. Left knee hits the earth. Inhale, brings the arms up. Exhale, looks for cactus. Inhale, brings the arms up. Exhale, cartwheels forward. Curl the toes, lift the knee. Find a breath here. Next, natural inhale. Bring those arms up if you're feeling confident today. Exhaling with cactus shape. Inhaling back up. And then we're going to send this front foot to the back again, downward facing dog. Hands are planted. Feet are back. Beautiful. Always knowing that child's pose is right here too if we need it. We can always drop to our knees. Take a breath there if we need it. All right, instead of bringing feet to hands, this time walk your hands to your feet. Kind of a reverse version of what we're used to. Half lift when the spine is ready for that. Long spine, crown points forward. Exhale, fold, plant the feet. Big inhale. Same cactus shape again on that exhale. And then just bring the hands in and let them set at your heart. Think about building a tall spine from the feet up. Feet, then ankles, then calves, thighs, spine, shoulders down from ears, crown is pointing tall. Beautiful. Let those hands come down. They're going to settle in on either sides of the heart. And then we're going to do just a little bit of a different balance today. So as I inhale, I'm going to keep my left arm down. My right arm's going to lift as I put weight in that right foot, and I lift up my left leg. Then when I exhale, I'll bring that foot down, arm will come down, and then I'm going to switch sides. Opposite knee lift with the opposite hand. Now you might have noticed that I've flipped my palms so that they're facing a slightly different direction. That feels good to me and my shoulder joint. If you want something different, of course, your palms can be flipped a different way, but I've kind of got my pinkies turned into the midline of my body. I'm just trying to move with my breath. So it's a very slow motion, kind of puppeteer even. Give yourself one more. All right, beautiful. Once you get back down to the ground, grab an inhale breath, reach tall. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Exhale, fold, and then you're going to walk those hands forward just like you did before. Start looking for your down dog. Big down dog shape, right foot lift. As you exhale, see if you can bring that right knee forward towards your right elbow, and then send it back up to the sky. You're going to do that 2 more times. Of course, this left knee can drop to the ground, and you can do the same motion that you did earlier in that bird dog. If you prefer something a little more modified, bring that foot back down to the earth when it's ready. And then we're going to switch sides. Left foot lift. Left knee towards left elbow, hover, and then send it back up. You got it. 2 more. Lots of strength happening here. Definitely turning on a little heat. Beautiful. Let that foot come back to the earth when it's ready. And then we're just going to drop to knees. Gradually bring your belly down to the earth, bending at those elbows. 3 cobra lifts. Make sure that front body gets a little thank you note. We're staying strong through those abdominals for us. 1 more. Good work. Hands are going to move back even with your breastbone. Push your knees into the ground. Give me a down dog. Knees, and then hips lift up. You got it. All right, we're going to go 1 more round. Right foot lift. See if you can bring that right knee toward your right elbow. And back up. 2 more. Remembering you can drop to your knees. You don't have to be quite as strong as this big shape if it's not the right day for that. Left foot lift. Here we go. Left side. Last one. All right, friends. Knees drop to the ground. Let those wrists have a break. Bring them back by your ankles. Flip them up to the ceiling. Let the elbows settle out to the side. Maybe even the forehead drops all the way down into the mat. Really relax that upper back. All right, when you feel ready, inhale, breath. Just going to bring you up to high knees. Giving those shoulders a little break, kind of peel them back and away. Knees are about hip distance apart. As you inhale, you'll allow these hands to come forward and clasp out in front of you. A little sitting back into the heels. And then press it away on the exhale. So you're just kind of rotating through this little bit of an upper back movement and pressing away. So this can just be used as a new way to connect with that breath. So it can be really subtle and small. Or you can make this a really about strengthening those quads, getting interconnected with the hands, opening the chest, opening the back. Wherever you are in the spectrum of today's practice, give it 1 more. All right, beautiful. Next time those hands are back by your hips, let's starburst them up. So I'm going to turn just so you can see what I mean. Just kind of flip forward and back with those hands until they graduate all the way up over your head. And then when they reach their highest point, we're just going to do a little kneeling half sun salutation. So that just means as you exhale, you'll fold, let your hands fall and find the mat. You'll inhale, let them slide about halfway, kind of almost to a tabletop. And then you'll exhale and you'll slide them back out, even if it's just one at a time. And then when the inhale feels ready, you'll bring yourself all the way back up to those high knees. That's your kneeling half sun salutation. Exhale, last one, fold at the mat. Inhale halfway up, so your hands just kind of slide. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up. And then just come right here, bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Make connection with your breath. Since we don't have a lot of neighbors today, we're going to just stay right where you are on your mat. You might drop your hands down just for balance. And you're going to take your right foot out to the side. So it's probably going to touch the floor outside your mat. And that's okay. Just bring your hands up and look for a big gate. The leg that's long out to the side, that hand's going to reach over, and we're just going to take a nice side body opener here. Perfect. Start to bring those hands up. And then we're going to bring hands down towards the front. And I'm going to give you an option. You can stay right here and just embrace a little inner thigh stretch. Or you can take this left hand, reach it underneath, and let it kind of stretch over towards that right foot. One more breath. Perfect. Start to bring that back to the middle of the mat. Switch out your knees. Bring yourself tall, gate pose, just as you did before. The leg that's out to the side, you'll lean towards it. Now remember, when you put this leg out to the side, it doesn't have to be straight out of that hip. For some of us, it feels a little bit more comfortable if it's just slightly back or slightly in front. You're just kind of finding your sweet spot, leaning towards it. Perfect. Hands come back up. And then we'll just fall forward towards the ground. You can stay in that same shape there. Or right hand might reach underneath this time, palm flipped up. Maybe even walking that left hand slightly out in front of you. All right, friends, hands come back underneath, and then we're going to get off of our knees, just in case those are a little sensitive. Go ahead and start to move yourself onto your belly. I'm turning just so I'm easier to be able to see. But just take your time, slowly lower down, belly onto the mat. Give yourself reverse savasana for 3 breaths. So that just means build yourself a little tower of arms. Rest your head wherever they feel best on those arms. Let the belly feel nice and heavy down into the earth. Pelvis down, tops of thighs down, maybe even tops of feet if the ankles feel comfortable there. And then we'll bend those knees, flex the feet up towards the sky, and just start to windshield wiper those legs right and left. And when you feel ready, we're going to take the right arm, let it serve like a pillow. Reach back with your left arm and see if you can grab a hold of the top of that left foot. Let the right leg go long down the mat, hugging that left heel towards your glute, resting on your belly. Staying in that quad stretch for about 2 more breaths. Softening that left foot down away from the hand. Switching arms for pillows. And then the right knee bends. Right hand reaches back for the top of the foot. Of course, remembering if we can't quite make connection, sometimes I see students who grab for the pant leg. That's a good option. Or if you have a yoga strap or a belt that you're using for the practice, that can loop itself around this foot if it needs to. Those of you in studio today look pretty comfortable holding on to that foot. Take the grip that feels good to you. Rest your forehead down, let go of tension, holding on in the brow, forehead, the cheeks, the chin. Excellent work. One more breath. And then we'll just let that leg soften. Hands come back around to make that reverse Savasana pillow. 2 arms, knees bend, feet sweep right and left. And then you're just going to drop that right leg back down. Keep a nice bend in this left leg. My hands are going to shift near my armpits, so kind of coming on either sides of my body. And then you might have to push your upper body up just a little bit, but I want you to take half frog. So for some of this might be kind of new. You're going to bring your left knee up your mat and let the inside of your thigh, like the inner thigh, is what should be pointed down towards the mat. Hands might feel comfortable in a little bit of a baby cobra, or you might choose to bring them back around and give yourself that same pillow. It's only half frog. A full frog would have both of our knees in this manner with a big groin stretch. So really all we're doing is a half version today. My bottom foot, so my left foot, the bottom of that foot is flexed, it's flat. The inside edge of my knee and thigh are on the earth. Perfect. Hands might have to wait back up to reposition. You're going to switch sides. So everything just kind of happens in reverse. Might have to push up just a little bit to get the thigh out from underneath of you. Kind of switch and roll your weight so that you can bring this right knee up. Think about flexing that right foot, getting the back so it doesn't feel tweaked or twisted, and then start to settle back down. Maybe your hands make a pillow here. Of course, if this isn't enough stretch and you want to be in the full version of frog, you're welcome to get into that shape for those of you who are used to that shape. All right, hands waking up just a little bit to come on either sides of the body, enough to roll and get that leg back down near the other. Hands near the armpits. Give yourself 3 cobras again. To reset the front side body. Lots of weight in the pelvis, the thighs, not a lot in your upper back. Of course, if up dog feels like it would make more sense to you, you can certainly walk your hands back a little deeper. Make sure your wrists are right underneath your shoulders and push to extended arms. And then we're going to soften this. Hands walk back even with the breastbone, just enough to push to knees. And then you've got a wide-kneed child's pose. I'm going to put my big toes to touch. My knees are going to separate as wide as the mat. And I'm going to fall full-heartedly down into the mat. Really let those hips sit onto the heels if that feels comfortable to you. If you're practicing with props nearby, you're always welcome to bring a block underneath the forehead, a bolster underneath the belly, other props that you might find appropriate. But there's nothing wrong with a prop-free practice where you just really let your body fall into the earth as well. Releasing that low back, one easy breath at a time. Breathing right into your own mat. As your next natural inhale comes around, we'll take our time and back up towards hands and knees, just long enough to sweep these legs out from underneath of us and come onto our feet. Soles of the feet look for one another, similar to what we were doing in that wide-kneed child's pose we'll find here in a Baddha Konasana or a bound angle, letting those knees open and the feet connect. You can stay right here, or as you shift a little bit towards the right, you can reach your left hand over in the direction of that right knee. A little more stretch for the outer edges of the hip. Down that side wall into the shoulders. So I'm just kind of rocking back and forth. You can either reach straight forward, some like that, or some like a slightly over to the side stretch. We harbor so much tension in our side wall and in the space right between your shoulder blades. So if either one of those is feeling a little relief in this shape, then great. You're doing exactly what your body's calling for. If not, you can certainly just relax down towards your feet, stop the rocking, and just take more of a deep hip stretch. Always options to personalize your practice. All right, finish out that last rotating stretch there. Start to bring the spine back up, thinking about standing these knees up nice and tall. And then we'll add length to the legs. I'm going to take my heels of my hands right towards my hip creases and just kind of give them a little bit of a massage. You might even work the heels of your hands down the sides of the hips and just kind of talk to all of that. I need a little attention. Hands can reach tall on your inhale, and then maybe you find a forward fold if that makes sense in your own body today. Leaning across those hip creases, adding more length to the back of the thighs one more time. Knowing you can always have a little gentle bend in the knees if that feels better. Beautiful. Spine comes back up nice and tall. We'll take a little bend in our knees. And then I want you to separate your feet about hip distance. And then picture your upper body like a blanket. We're just kind of drape that blanket over and on top of those legs. So your chin can come down to your chest. You can feel your belly kind of fall in between your knees, between your thighs there. Your upper back can get a little stretch if it feels good. Knees can be close or a little bit further away from the body. Certainly not one size fits all. So just make whatever adjustments feel good to you. Hands grabbing on the inner edges of the feet or the outer edges, or just pressing over top of those ankles or shins. Perfect. Your time, head's going to come back up over spine, chest lifts back up, and then we're just going to start to settle back onto our back. So I'm going to turn sideways just because, but you can just start to head back onto your back. Of course, if you're practicing with props, you're welcome to bring any of those with you as you start to phase back to the final stages of today's practice. Knees might invite themselves right away into the belly, and you can rock around. Knees might be bent, and they might be swaying a little bit side to side. Pointing and flexing the toes or rolling around the ankle might make sense. Or maybe you just start to find a little bit of stillness. That's okay too. If the body's looking for another inversion, you're certainly welcome to bring one or both feet up into the air, similar to that letter L that we were building at the beginning of the practice. Maybe allowing some easy, calm blood flow to move its way back towards the heart. It's after a few moments of having the feet lifted towards the sky, you feel ready to bring those knees back down closer or even bring the feet back to the floor. Feel free. You can take reclined bound angle, perhaps walking the soles of the feet to find one another. Maybe those knees fall out and open to the sides like that butterfly shape we took seated a few moments ago. It might feel nice to rest both hands across the heart, or maybe just the right hand on the heart and the left hand draping over and across the belly. Let your body feel safe, loved, here as you rest on the earth. Allow the eyes to soften, along with all muscles of the face. Gosh, we hold on to so much in our face. Just give yourself time to let all of that relax. You, of course, can stay in this bound angle shape as long as you'd like. But if there's other poses that the body might be asking for a little more attention to, you can listen to that, of course. Or just move into more of a traditional savasana at any time that you'd like. Perhaps your legs go long down the mat, allowing your toes to roll to the outer edges. Or maybe you even just choose side-lying savasana today, rolling to rest on either your right or your left-hand side. And then we'll use these final moments of this practice just to let everything settle back into place, knowing that you can stay right here, resting on your back. The sound of my voice will call you back when it's time to conclude today's class. So just embrace this moment of peace, moment of quiet that you have. There's nowhere else that your body is supposed to be in this moment. So if our mind continually is trying to pull us from the mat, let's bring it back just by remembering to breathe. Bringing concentration to that steady flow of breath through the nose. And then just an easy release on the exhale. Slowly starting to become aware of your breath. Let gentle movements be invited back into the body. Maybe starting with a little wiggling of your toes, wiggling of the fingers. Maybe your head sways side to side, or you bend your knees and easy walk your feet up the mat. Make whatever necessary movements make the most sense for your body. Start feeling a little bit more awake. I create peacefulness in my mind, and my body reflects this peacefulness. Perfect health. Pressing into the earth, we'll rejoin together. Back in a seated posture, closing out class together. Breathing just a few simple breaths, hands at heart, palm to palm, spine nice and tall and lifted towards the sky. I create peacefulness in my mind, and my body reflects this peacefulness, this perfect health. Amidst these crazy times, I gratefully appreciate you taking time for your whole body, your physical being to come and move and breathe with us, but also just taking a moment to let your mind shift and settle as well. Creating peacefulness and aiding in your overall health. May you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.